Okay, so this week we start looking at persuasion. I know that Friday you were giving your informative speech, but because we have 7 classes instead of 8, we had to squeeze some things together. And this week, while you're giving your informative speech, we actually start looking ahead at persuasion and the persuasive speech because a week from Friday you'll give it, and it is the highest point value speech that you have. Included in persuasive speaking are organizational patterns. So there are certain patterns that you will use in your persuasive argument. And depending on what your goal is, or in some cases, what type of audience you're looking at. So this is using the information from your audience analysis. Let's say, for example, you find out you're going to give topic A, your speech is topic A, and you find out your audience is massively against your argument. Your approach then to how you persuade people is different with an audience that is very much against you than it is for, say, an audience that is for you or is more on the fence or not sure one way or the other. You approach those types of speeches differently, and that's some of what on the screen you see, organization of persuasive messages. You will see these different kinds. So there's 4 typical ways of organizing a persuasive speech. The first one is the Monroe's motivated sequence, and that's the one we're going to focus on in this particular discussion. But there's also a direct method type, there is a causal type, and then a refutation pattern. These are all talked about in the textbook. I'll real briefly talk a little bit about the refutation pattern because I said, let's say your audience analysis comes back and you find out your audience is very much against, a majority of them as against whatever you're talking about. In that type of a situation, you want to use the refutation pattern because what it does is it looks at, here's my argument, here is my support for my argument, this is why I believe you should do whatever it is my argument is. Now, I also understand many people are opposed to what I'm saying, and their arguments to these points are, and then in the refutation pattern, you start bringing up the opposition's points one at a time. And in that, you discuss, okay, this is what the opposition tells me, point A, and this is why that's not really the strongest argument, or this is why this is inaccurate or correct. And you present your material to refute each one of their points. So what you actually are doing is showing that you've looked at their argument and you understand their position and their point of view. Typically that raises your level of credibility because now they respect you for doing your homework to find out what the opposition thinks. And then you go down and you hit all of the different arguments that they would use if you were having a debate, and you do it within your own speech. You only will do that if your audience is very opposed to what you're proposing. If you find out your audience is for you, or maybe they're sitting on the fence, or maybe you're just, reiterating stuff to people who already kind of believe what you believe, you don't need to go into the refutation pattern because you don't have to present such a strong argument. So you change the argument to another kind of pattern. Maybe you use causal or direct method, or the one we're going to talk about today, which is Monroe's motivated sequence. You have this week a discussion board requirement that's called Monroe's motivated sequence. And in that, you are going to record a very short persuasive argument of your own topic choosing, and you're going to use Monroe's motivated sequence to put forth your persuasive argument. And so that's what we're going to talk about. The reason we emphasize Monroe's motivated sequence so much is about 95% of the persuasive arguments that we see every day, whether it's radio commercials or TV commercials or political ads or pretty much any type of persuasion that you get, follows this Monroe's motivated sequence. And when you see it in the examples, you're going to totally understand it. So, now I got it. Okay. So Monroe's motivated sequence follows a series of steps, and you follow the steps in order. So the first step is an attention step. And just like we've been saying in class, at the introduction of your speech, you want to have an attention grabbing element. Grab your audience's attention. Usually it's like a question. Do you have problems with this? And most people are like, yeah, I kind of do. Well, I have a solution for you. So you have an issue, you have a need, I have a solution, and here's the satisfaction of that solution. So here, I have a solution to fix your need or your problem. So you use something to call their attention. You point out the need and say, you have this problem today, don't you? You know, you get them involved in it. I have the solution. This should start sounding pretty familiar to any of you that ever have watched late night TV, for example, because every one of the infomercials or those late night, we're into Christmas season, so you're going to start seeing Chia Pets and Snuggies and all of these things that are sold on TV. Every one of them follows this particular thing. So you've got the satisfaction step. I have the step for you. The Snuggie, for example. Are you cold in the wintertime and wish you could really get warm and comfortable? You have a need to feel better in that kind of situation. Have I got the solution for you? This Snuggie will keep you warm from head to toe, and then they just go through the whole argument. So that's where you do the visualization step. You say, I've got the solution for you. Now imagine yourself in this situation. And you start talking about, hey, you've got this product now that I'm presenting to you, and imagine how much better your life would be. And you tell stories about your life and how much it would be better if you had this. And then you use the action appeal step. So at the end of it, you kind of go, so stop living with this need and get the solution today. Call this number or buy this or whatever it is, or go vote for Joe or whatever it is. You follow these steps and you will get your need met. And that's really, in a nutshell, what that discussion board is. You're going to create, and it can be whatever kind of product you want, or you can try to entice people to join a club maybe that you're part of, or you want a quick try to entice somebody to hire you or to interview you. And I've got a couple of examples of this motivated sequence so that you can see how it flows and kind of what you need to do for that discussion board. This used to be another separate speech that we would give in class, but because of the way we've got the schedule set up this time, we weren't able to do it. So here is a typical Monroe's motivated sequence. This is a late night commercial for the pineapple twist, but it follows, let's go back, it follows this exact pattern of attention, need, satisfaction, visualization, and action appeal. And they're usually 1 minute to 2 minutes long. I think this particular one is 2 minutes, but notice how it follows that pattern.
Do you love fresh pineapple but hate all the mess? And who wants canned?
Aloha from the islands. Anthony Sullivan here for the Pineapple Twist. The fastest and easiest way to core, peel, and slice a pineapple. Here's the twist.
See, here's the visualization part.
And give it a twist and a turn.
They did the attention.
Pull it out. Remove the handle and slide up
They
the
did the
stack.
need.
Then with one simple cut.
Now look at all these wonderful things you can do. This is all visualization here.
To make fresh salsa Hawaiian style, or add some flair to a mouth-watering baked ham. Let Pineapple Twist be the hit at your next barbecue, and carry the theme through a delicious dessert. The secret's the specially designed self-guiding coring blade that perfectly peels, cores, and spiral slices pineapples with ease. Use the Pineapple Twist to create fresh fruit salads. Add a tropical twist to grilled chicken, or to sweeten your fried rice. With the Pineapple Twist, nothing goes to waste.
Look
and you
at
can do
this.
even more with the core. Make delicious tropical drinks or smoothies and serve them up resort style, or create beautiful centerpieces for a party. And when it comes to desserts, the Pineapple Twist adds a little taste to the islands. It's great for cakes, pies, even flambe. And don't forget, pineapple's good for you. Make the foods you love tastier and healthier with Pineapple Twist. Call now and get the Pineapple Twist.
Here's the final action appeal step.
But spend $10 with me today, and I'll spend $10 right back with you. We'll double the value. Just pay separate processing and handling. That means you get 2 Pineapple Twists, a great value, all for just $10. So call or click now. Here's how to order.
Now, what's funny about that, it follows the pattern exactly, and it's kind of corny. I mean, we're used to seeing that particular thing, but the reason we see it so often is it's very effective. It works. People that have a need, and some people need, I actually had a student who had bought that pineapple twist thing. He got two of them, and he said, in his opinion, the reason he got two is he used the first one and it broke, so he needed the second one after the first one broke. So he got two basically, and only one of them was worth a thing. But it got him to buy it. And I know people that, well, I mentioned the Snuggie commercial follows that pattern, and I've had students say, oh, I've got a couple of those, oh, I bought two of those. And though that argument pitch works really well, and it works in commercials, it works face to face, all kinds of sales and marketing and all that follow that. So for your speech, pick out a topic, and you can make it up. You're going to see two examples from students. This is from a student about 5 years ago now, and I had one of her friends in class about 2 years after this. This is from the online class, and she found a really good, she sort of made up her topic, but you're going to see she follows that whole attention, need, satisfaction, visualization, action. You're going to see her follow that almost perfectly for this speech.
Hey everybody, this is Regan. We all read, right? We all enjoy like a good read time. But sometimes it's hard. It's hard with those tiny phone screens, and you're scrolling and you're swiping, and the text is super tiny and the brightness hurts your eyes, and sometimes like audible books in the car, they just don't work. Like I have enough voices in my head already. I don't need to listen to more. How do we solve this? If only there was a way to get content.
All of that was attention and need.
Interactive experience. Wait no longer. May I introduce to you the book?
Satisfaction.
Comes in different models. 3D flippable pages. You don't need to charge it. You can take it with you on the go. Fashionable even. Yeah. They make models for children as well. Why do you need a book? Let me tell you. Without a book, you're lonely, you're sad, you're cold by yourself. All you have is your phone, and it doesn't even work most of the time because you don't have a Wi-Fi connection. With a book, you're on a beach, you're mysterious. People want to know what you're doing. What is that? They say, I don't know, but I'm going to find out. You're just much more poised. It's exciting. There's even accessories you can buy for nighttime reading. Not included with initial purchase. Bookstores are easily accessible all over the place. How do you apply to get one? Let me tell you, because you need to get one. You go to a store, you buy a book, results, rinse and repeat as needed. The nook of the future, folks. The book.
So maybe she didn't have quite as strong an action step, but all of the other steps in there are perfect. And this is exactly, again, Monroe's motivated sequence. And then Lucretia was a student of mine over the summer. She turned this in. This was an online class one also. And this one was absolutely brilliant. She uses a lot of the stuff we've talked about in class for speeches, but listen to how she ties in all of Monroe's, motivated sequence.
What's the one thing that we all want and cherish when we have it, but we get further and further away from it as time goes on? I won't waste time making you guess. I'll tell you. It's youth. Now, our youth is everything to us at a certain point. When we're young and we have it, we kind of brush it off. But as we get older, we want that youth back. Now, you may be sitting there thinking to yourself, is this crazy lady telling me that she's gonna sell me youth? No, I'm gonna sell you one even better. The next best thing, the closest thing to youth. And that's health in a bar. Now, I know you're thinking to yourself, what is that bar gonna do that another regular bar of soap can't? Well, I'll tell you, by washing with this 3 times a day, you'll be more healthy, more youthful.
Petition.
more of everything that you want to be. Now, how does it work, you ask? What you do is you wash with it. When you wash with it, it seeps into those pores in your skin. Doesn't matter if you got tight pores, it's getting in there. It seeps into those pores. It gets into that bloodstream. It touches your organs. It touches your spine, and it rejuvenates your mind. All for the small price of $99.99 in 3 installments. You can have a 6-month supply of health. Call 1-800-329-6884. Phones are ringing.
Again, she follows Monroe's motivated sequence, and it's creative. It draws you in. It's entertaining. It's funny. And she uses a lot of the other elements we talk about. Repetition is one that always works well. King used it in I Have a Dream. She used it here. More of this, more of that, all in that visualization step to get you to visualize how much better you would be if you had this $300 bar soap. So I said creative, right? So this is the sequence that you want to follow for that discussion board assignment that you have coming up this week. It's due, your initial post should probably be in by Thursday, and then you have to respond to 2 other classmates. And then you still have the informative speech this week as well, and then we'll talk about persuasive speeches more. I do have another video already up on the login page. Please watch that. That talks about the different types of persuasion that we use. And you have to pick one of those for your persuasive argument. And I will put up a couple of more of these this week as well to make up for the fact that we did not have a lecture on Friday. Hopefully this will get us caught up, and then we'll also be able to talk about some things for the persuasive speech a week from Friday once we get done with all of the informative speeches. So that's it for now. Got any questions? Shoot me an email. I'll see you Friday.